Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah. So, were all these allegations brought to the attention of the council?
Remember, the council then in only in June 2023, where it decides to investigate. So we were participating in that investigation.
Yes.
The only thing that I lacked, because nobody was confronting me, nobody's appearing to challenge me on this thing. Mr. Mashaba has not, Mr. Sibiya has not, nobody. So it's still in the investigation by council. That's why then once I was sure that I'm not being challenged, nobody's challenging me, that's when I took this affidavit. I gave it to the speaker in November to say, here is undisputable evidence. Take it to the council. It has not gone through.
Yeah, because what I want to establish here is whether the council ventilated these matters or not. And if it did, then what was the resolution in respect of all of these allegations? Because if I can list them, it's a 580 million allegation, the 7.9 million allegation, and the 3.5 million allegation.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of them, were they brought to the attention of the council?
I'm saying...
Because, yeah, the reason why I'm asking, because the backstop with the council as well.
Yes, I'm saying...
Yeah, so we need to establish where the responsibility was overlooked.
Yes, there's two points, though. The first point is, I told you what was happening. They were blocking things up until this council, this ANC-led council, decided to investigate. So, my affidavit, the affidavit that I filed here, when I realized that I'm sure nobody's opposing me, that's when I gave the copy to the Minister of Cocta and to the Speaker to act. And I gave it to Shamila Batoi as well as to Masemula to act. Now that I am sure I'm not being opposed in those environments. So I'm waiting. We wrote to the Speaker with my attorney, Ms. Tubaza. We wrote to her to say, why are you not taking what is clearly an undisputable piece of evidence to the council?
You know why I'm asking? I'm asking because in some instances, when allegations of this nature are brought to the council maybe will take a resolution that let's subject them to a 106 investigation, or maybe let's write to the MEC rather to consider subjecting them to a 106 investigation. Because I'm trying to ask myself here, why were they not? Why did the council not take a firm stand? Because these allegations are serious; they involve serious monies.
Yes, I'm answering you. I'm saying the investigation was launched. So we
what kind of investigation?
The one is on page 30, the investigation committee. So the investigation...
Yeah, but I'm asking what kind? Was it internal or external? Was it a forensic or internal?
An internal investigation conducted by external lawyers.
By external lawyers?
Yes.
Who appointed them? Is it the council,
it's the
or
council.
Or the MEC?
It's the council.
Okay.
Yes.
So the MEC never acted?
So I gave the MEC and the Speaker now that my evidence before that committee of these lawyers that are investigating has not been opposed, nobody has applied to cross-examine me, then I prepared this affidavit for this committee, for the Madlanga Commission, and then I gave the copy to the Speaker to say, here is undisputable evidence. Go of fraud and corruption. Go and report to the council. But that's the first thing. The second thing, Honorable Nomvalo, which is important here, which that's what brings me here. General Mkwanazi says, if what Mesuli is saying is correct, then General Sibiya should not have been appointed to the DNC. And I'm here to say, General Mkwanazi, here is evidence. All I need an authority that have got the gut to deal with this thing once and for all, and have this fellow and his associate charged once and for all, like everybody else, like Abo Kumalo are being charged, like Abo Tim Kulu are being charged. That's all that I'm requiring for at this stage. The evidence is here. So,
yeah,
if I can conclude.
I understand, I really understand your frustration. But here, I really want to get to issues one by one.
Sure.
Maybe we'll get to the point that you are raising now. So these were reported to the council, reported to the NPA, reported to IDEC, reported to the MEC for Kokta, but there was no action.
Yeah, not IDEC, NPA,
And
General Masemula, the MEC for Kokta, and the Speaker.
they were reported. To
I
all
gave
those.
them this affidavit, yes.
You gave them this affidavit,
Yes.
and you've attached the letters that you wrote to them. Yeah, ne?
Everything, like the one that you have is exactly what they have.
So they never acted. They failed to act. It means they failed to act if they did not help you with anything.
Yeah, no, look, I think they are still considering acting. I'll just, but I gave them in November. So it was December, the last month is January now. So I just have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. And then I want you to summarize the role that Mr. Sibiya, General Sibiya, played directly in all these allegations. Just make a summary, please. The allegation of 7.9, the allegation of 3.5, and the allegation of 580.
The person who
the individual role.
Yes, the person who signed the report to procure the spyware is General Sibiya. Me and you, we can be confused about what the law says about spywares. He can't. He was the Major General of the Hawks. So the other report is signed by him. And he was here. And I don't if you remember, he lied here. He said that Mrs. Brink, my sister Chantel, signed this thing. He lied here. And yet the report was signed by him. It was addressed to him. Yep. So if you want to then to locate this wastage of public funds on spyware, it must go to General Sibiya. If you want to know who must be charged for this unlawful possession without the authorization of the minister, it is him. You come to the other allegations, the one of 3.5 million rands, where they were just defrauding the city. So again, there in that report of January, who signs using a title, a bogus title of a commission? It is him. So the people who appear in these documents must answer, Honorable Nomvalo. I don't know who will be much more guilty than the other, but they are signed by people who exist. So the last one that I was then saying to you is that if your appointment and the conditions of services or delegations never saw the light of day in council, somebody then, that is what is called corruption in terms of Section 10 of PREG. That's corruption in terms of Section 10. Somebody must answer for that. So all of these people that appear here, they must answer because it's their signatures.
So your conclusion is that had these allegations been acted upon, Sibiya would not have qualified. General Sibiya would not have qualified to be the National Deputy Commissioner. That is your conclusion.
Exactly. In actual fact, you can't afford to have, and this is the language that I've used when I was speaking to the SC. In my view, this is a prima facie fugitive from the law. Somebody must just go and grab him by the jacket and present him before a judge and say, and whoever did this within a space of 3 months.
Mlandu, we are a constitutional state. You know this thing of you just grabbing a person by the jacket and
yeah. Well, are you done answering?
Presenting him before, no, you will have your time. Present him before a judge.
No, Chair, I'm running out of time. Man.
Yes.
So, oh, by the way, you are chasing a plane.
My apologies, Chair. So all I'm saying is that if these guys had taken the time, they were served with my affidavit by the Special Investigation Committee. Everybody was served when I was appearing before the Special Investigation Committee. They were invited to oppose me, to dispute this. But they cannot dispute it. Why? There's already an affidavit of Sibiya at High Court that confirms all of these documents.
Okay. Now, with regards to the NPA, you wrote directly to the NDPP, right? To the former NDPP.
So what happened to the NPA was there was a case that was opened by Councillor Gwamanda on the spyware. Okay. And then there was a case that was opened by Dr. Brink on the appointment. So I supported both of them with a supporting statement. Okay. At that time, because I was trying to make sense as well. Look what the hell is going on here, you know? So when the NPA says it is not going to prosecute, by the time then I managed to get this thing into a picture that is understandable. That's when then me and my attorney here, we then approached the NPA.
So the NPA said they are not going to prosecute.
We heard that from General Sibiya when he appeared here, that's what the NPA said.
Oh, that was for the first time you're hearing about it.
I think there was also an article, an article of sorts.
So since you were one of the complainants, there was no response given to you
No,
on whether prosecution will be done or not.
no.
Was that before the public protector's report?
Which one?
The public protector's report in relation to the appointment of General Sibiya. Was it before or after?
You mean the letter where the public prosecutor says, I did not investigate?
I mean, the decision not to prosecute, when was it taken?
It would have been after the letter of the public protector and the letter of the SSA.
Okay, so didn't you try to pursue it again after the public protector's report?
Look, you only wait, because this thing is, if I had not researched this thing properly for myself, we're not going to be able to explain this because it's just too graphic. So I say these things and they're just so unbelievable. So I took my time when this opportunity came of this committee to say, let me just, particularly when General Mkhona's engaged me publicly,
Yes.
I then said, let me then place this thing. So the NPA said to us, we must make submissions with my lawyer. We then made a full file again. After they've received this file, they requested further submissions. We have made further submissions that these people who are appearing in these documents must have their day in court.
Okay. So the evidence you are tendering before this committee is that General Sibiya is not a credible person to be considered or to be called the Deputy National Commissioner.
I'm saying more than that. I'm saying it was a breach of national security.
Okay.
When someone is being investigated, a decision to investigate him last week is taken, you make him a DNC. That's a serious breach of national security. Secondly, it's a breach of national security, especially when two ministers are sitting.
No, I think you have made that point.
Yes.
Yeah. On page 3, you are listing the terms of reference, and I think you are trying to put to context your affidavit and the complaints thereof that you have forwarded to this committee. So
Yes.
you are trying to explain
Yes.
how your complaints are relevant to
Yes.
our terms of reference.
Yes, Chairman.
Now, my last question is, are your complaints only in the context of Sibiya being an employee of the city of Joburg? So you don't have any other issues that you raise or allegations post that when Sibiya is now in the police?
No, they are.
So they are only related to him being an employee of the city of Joburg.
No, they are. Once he realized that I've reported him to the ministers,
Yes.
there are WhatsApp screens here where I'm being threatened. The police is threatening a member of the public. Where is threatening me? Once he realized that I've reported him to the ministers, these WhatsApps are here where he issues threats against me.
Did you attach them here?
No, they are here.
Okay.
And then when he realized that I'm not flinching, I don't know why he thinks that I will flinch because it's at SAPS. I did not flinch. Then he sent a lawyer's letter to threaten me, to gag me. Me and my lawyers, we said, no, bring it on. Then when he realized that I am not flinching again, he sent to me the Hawks. Suddenly, the Hawks were knocking at my door, right? The Hawks are knocking at my door. And the reason why I know that it is him who sent these Hawks is because the case, if you look into this document, is somewhere here. There's a letter from the Hawks where the Hawks are making inquiries about me being part of a tender. I met the investigating officer, said, what tender? He says, no, there was a tender of cell phones. When was it awarded? He says in January 2019. I said, well, you are looking for a wrong person. Go and find people who deal with tenders. I knew that it was an intimidation because he had already threatened me with WhatsApps, threatened me with legal action. Then the next thing, there comes the Hawks knocking to my house. So this is the second part I'm raising, Honorable Nomvalo, and you just don't have the time. You've got what I refer to a prima facie fugitive from the law. Then you've got a prima facie serial lawbreaker, someone when you are asking him to account for his conduct, he's prepared to threaten you and abuse state position to get you to silence you.
Okay.
That's what we're dealing with here. So what am I saying? He ought not to have been appointed. And the second thing is this, is that if the former Premier of Free State is charged for not acting on corruption, I'm asking a question from this committee. Why is Minister Cele and Mr. Ngadibeng not being charged? Because they were presented with evidence of fraud and corruption.
Okay. No, thank you very much. No further questions, Chair.